the Chi-Town experience on the flight. Let me go tune in to Keek on the mic. He gon' make sure we get our news and highlights. When you get on YouTube, you better hit the like.
I can't believe that head coach Ben Johnson actually said this. Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Keek on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. As always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. First and foremost, Bears fans, I hope you guys are having a very good Thursday. We are almost to the weekend, and as you guys all know, Day 2 of Chicago Bears training camp is now in the books. Obviously, it was another day of some very good work for the Chicago Bears. Some of the quick updates I want to bring to your attention is first and foremost, Ben Johnson actually addressed the whole Luther Burden situation. He just said that he's still dealing with that soft tissue injury. They're not really too concerned about it. Him or Ryan Poles, not concerned whatsoever. They feel like he's going to be back in no time. So you know what, Bears fans? If Ben Johnson, the head coach of the Chicago Bears, and Ryan Poles, the general manager of the Chicago Bears, are not concerned about Luther Burden, neither am I as a Chicago Bears fan. So hopefully we see Luther Burden back on the practice field very soon. Obviously Colston Loveland is out there, so that's obviously really good news. Braxton Jones is out there, so that's really good news as well. In regard to the left tackle competition, Karan Amagaji got first team reps today on 11-on-11 team drills. So obviously him and Aji Trapillo are kind of going back and forth. And, you know, Braxton Jones is still ramping up, and he's still very much in the mix of that competition. But just like I said the other day, once the pads come on, that's when the left tackle battle will really start to heat up. One thing I also want to mention on today's episode of Keek on the Mic is the running back battle. Obviously, I've been hearing a lot of good things about DeAndre Swift, that he is looking really good. He actually had this really nice one-handed catch in practice today as well. But the running back that is really turning heads right now is 7th-round rookie Kyle Monangai, which he turned heads early on in rookie minicamp as well. So I'm just really happy that he's continuing to stack these really solid practices. I mean, you know, Ben Johnson even mentioned, you know, in his press conference today that, you know, the running back room is hearing all the noise about, hey, you know, this may be the weakest part of the roster. And he says that the running back room is absolutely feasting off all that noise and the doubts that, you know, are coming from the outside of the organization. And they're just ready to put their head down and get to work. And I think, you know, I have to give credit to Ben Johnson for bringing in Eric Bieniemy. Eric Bieniemy is really putting these guys through the ringer and really developing them the right way and just giving them that hard coaching that they desperately needed. So that's a battle that I'm going to continue to look forward to as training camp progresses. So Bears fans, what I want to bring to your attention, one of the main things is, you know, Ben Johnson, when he was hired as the new Chicago Bears head coach, was set with a difficult task to, you know, really come in here and set the standard. For years and years and years, the Chicago Bears have been stuck in the mud to a point where they just accepted it. They accepted who they were, and that was just a very much poverty organization. Finally, you know, they hired Ryan Poles, and he's been doing a lot of work over the last couple of years to really try his best to rebuild the roster. And then they finally went out and got the hotshot head coach, one of the best offensive coordinators in the game, in Ben Johnson. And now all the belief they have in Ben Johnson and all they have all the faith in Ben Johnson right now to come in here and really change the standard of winning and just changing the culture of the Chicago Bears and really help them get out of the mud. And one of the things that he's really been doing is, you know, just being very transparent. You know, he's not afraid to speak his mind. He is bringing the intensity. He is coaching these players hard, and that's exactly what these players wanted, a coach that will get in their ass and just tell them how it is straight up and is not worried about hurting feelings, just really just speaking his mind. That's really something that Ben Johnson has done right away as the new head coach of the Chicago Bears. But one of the things that he's really been preaching in team meetings, and there's been multiple players that said that they've actually liked this. They understand it's going to take a long road and a lot of hard work to get to this point. But Ben Johnson's not focused on winning the division. He's not focused on winning just the NFC Championship. He's not focused on just making the playoffs. Ben Johnson wants to create a dynasty here in Chicago. Kevin Byard actually talked about that in his press conference today after the second day of Chicago Bears mini training camp. And this is what he had to say, Bears fans. He said, Ben Johnson wants to build a dynasty. We want to be that dynasty. We want to be the guys that get that thing started. Myself, we want to be the guys that build the foundation for Ben and continue to go as long as we possibly can. That's the goal. We've got a long way to go to accomplish that. Jaquan Brisker, prior to the start of training camp, also mentioned that how it gave him chills and the rest of the guys in the locker room chills as well. And it seems that when you have a coach that is trying to set that standard and trying to set those expectations, guys will rally around Ben Johnson because he is showing that energy. He is showing that will to really wanting to get the Bears out of that constant poverty franchise mode, right? And just out of the mud. And it seems like the players are already taking kindly to it. It definitely motivates them. And you have to understand that with Ben Johnson saying these words, right? And a lot of people from the outside looking in, and even some Bears fans may laugh at the notion that, the goal for Ben Johnson and the Chicago Bears is to build a dynasty. And that's obviously why Ryan Poles was trying to build this thing the right way. There's been times where the Chicago Bears have been good for small stretches, but they have never been good for really a long period of time. And that's what Ryan Poles is trying to accomplish over the last couple of years, really building this thing the right way, then finding the right quarterback, and then obviously finding the right coach. They feel that they have all those things in place. Now they just have to work hard and really just try to start off by changing the culture first, and then the wins will start coming, right? And you have to understand, once again, this is something that the Chicago Bears have really never been a dynasty. It's really bold because the Chicago Bears haven't won a playoff game in a very long time. They haven't been to the Super Bowl in a very long time. The last time they were in the NFC title game was 2010. This has just been an organization that's just been used to losing, right? It's just been a losing organization. So Ben Johnson understands that it's not just going to be all on him. This is going to be a team effort. These players have to continue to be locked in. They have to continue to, be able to accept that tough coaching that they're going to receive from Ben Johnson and the rest of the Chicago Bears coaching staff. But I absolutely love the mindset. If you are not in this game to win multiple Super Bowls and try to create a dynasty, much like the Kansas City Chiefs, there's no reason to be in any type of professional sport. That is the main goal, is to win. And that's exactly the reason why Ryan Poles has built this organization the way that he's done. And obviously that's the real reason why they brought in Ben Johnson as well, because they believe that with him and Caleb Williams now at the helm, that for the next 10 plus years, they can be the ones to finally get the Chicago Bears out of that poverty status and then hopefully create a massive dynasty here in Chicago. So Bears fans, how do you feel about head coach Ben Johnson saying that he wants to create a dynasty here in Chicago? Let me know down below in the comment section. But as always, Bears fans, make sure you guys continue to hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms, and make sure you share this episode of Keek on the Mic with every single Bears fan that you know. But other than that, be back for all new Bears podcasts right here on Keek on the Mic. Thanks, guys, and as always, bear down.
You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Keek on the mic. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Keek on the mic. You can go and subscribe, cause I be on it right. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Keek on the mic.